everyone. Welcome back to the Untold, your show, where we share untold stories, meet new people every day.
Absolutely.
With the ever amazing
I shall pause. And
Hussein Ajouz and yours truly, Ahmad Mazidi, back on the Untold for KTV2. How have you been?
Great, honestly, how are you?
I'm good.
Cold day?
It's a change of scenery having you on my left
I'm
now.
preferring the camera behind me right now.
You're
Yeah.
liking that
Do you
backdrop,
like Earth being
huh?
behind you?
Yeah, I have the planet because
You
I'm
have planets, you have books, and
Ibn Battuta.
been all over the world. my
All over the
friends.
world, my friend. Today we have a swimmer that's been all over the world, a Masters world champion,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very specific style of swimming that I didn't realize
I've
that was
never
a
actually
thing.
heard of it, to be
It's
honest.
the mermaid swimming. I mean, it's the fin,
the
monofin
monofin.
swimming, which is new to Kuwait.
It's very new to...
Very new.
It's not new to the world, new to Kuwait.
Not to the world,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Kuwait. New to me, new to you.
He's a world champion.
World champion at it. Let's not waste any time and welcome our guest right after this.
We're back from the break to finally welcome our very, very special champion today, Mansur.
champion.
Mansur. World champion.
Get
Mansur
it right.
Mansur. Welcome to the Untold. It's such a pleasure, honestly.
Thank you so much. Such a great staff over here, right?
Now, to have you on board, a world champion and a champion in a very interesting, specific kind of swimming sport.
It's a new
It's
sport,
very
right? It's
specific.
very,
I've
very
never-
attractive sport.
Very attractive.
We'll
sport.
tell the
So
guys.
Is it not just called swimming? Is it specialized
Called
swimming?
fin swimming.
Fin
And
swimming.
Yeah, the fin I
Swimming.
swim with is called monofin.
Mono.
I know you want to call me a merman.
No, no.
I know, you've been, I know,
No,
I know
no,
you're
no,
trying. You've been dancing around. Go
Merman,
ahead.
merman.
Yes, there you go.
Merman.
There you go.
So, mono, fin.
Mono is
So
Latin
it's
for
one, so
that's
yeah.
what-
So it's one
So
fin.
it makes
for-
it harder. to
Definitely.
swim.
You
Yeah.
have to have certain control of your body because you're moving both feet alongside with your
Same time,
hips.
yeah.
Oh my God.
People would see the sport, they would think
That's-
the movement would starts actually with your feet, but it actually starts with your core.
Your
because you
core.
are moving, like a dolphin, right?
Right.
You want to use your whole potential.
You're basically
with you.
swimming like this.
Well,
Like
you,
that.
you actually
You're
go with
going
the
like
rhythm.
that,
You
the
know,
rhythm, yeah.
a lot of our movements and most of the technologies are actually taken from nature around us, from animals and how they do things. So
Wow.
basically, just move like a dolphin. You know,
What got you into this kind of swimming and not just the regular kind
I've been in swimming world since 1994. You know, it's,
Mashallah, wow.
the water world has been my friend, and I had this chance. To actually come back after quitting for 15 years, if you can imagine, to come back for this special sport because I had an injury that actually stopped my swimming career. I had a rotator cuff injury. I had a surgery. It wasn't very successful, and I had to stop Mansur being the swimmer. And I went on about my big boy business, you know, graduating, getting a job.
What'd you study?
Human resources.
Human
I have
resources.
I have 2 bachelor's degrees from California State University of Bakersfield.
Nice.
I have a bachelor's of science in human resources, bachelor's of science because we studied some psychology and sociology. Well, I loved it. We had to do some people watching in the park and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, it went hand to hand with the sports. We'll get back to it later. But
And your second degree?
my second degree is a bachelor's of art, and it's in religious studies.
Religious studies.
Yes. Why religious
right.
studies?
Why?
Why? Huh?
Yeah, sure.
Since I was a 9-year-old, right, I traveled to Sri Lanka, and it was the first time I actually seen different colors.
Why did you go to Sri Lanka?
For the Asian Games. I was
Okay,
my
you were already
second-
participating.
Yeah, I was 1995. I was my second international competition in Sri Lanka.
How old were you?
I was 9 years old.
Can I ask what got you into swimming in general? Like what, as a child,
Yeah.
what made you obsess over swimming?
All right. The story starts with the invasion, since we just passed the actual anniversary. What happened is after we left Kuwait, our first station was my mom's aunt's farm, right? And he had 3 pools, one for a baby pool, middle-sized pool, and a big pool.
Okay.
And during the day, everybody was swimming in the big pool except, me and some other kids in the little pool.
Yeah.
And I did not like that.
Okay.
And whenever my dad is around, he'll do this whale thing, if you want to call it, where bob me on his neck and go down. So I was infatuated with water. I felt like I was out of space, like there's no gravity. It's a different matter.
Right.
If you think about it.
It is.
It is an alien matter that we have here on Earth. People don't give it a lot of appreciation.
Yeah.
So as a youngin', I was maybe 6 years old when the invasion happened. So I actually enjoyed the experience so much that I tried to do it by myself at night. So I somehow snuck to the pool and
At
I threw
age 9.
myself. I 6.
6.
Yes, and I threw myself at the big pool.
Big pool.
Talking
Through
about-
yourself.
Yeah.
He
I
threw himself.
myself.
My coach threw me. That's different.
Yeah.
You
You
threw
threw
yourself.
Yeah.
And
Turned out that was one of my strongest characteristics that took me through life, is throwing myself into anything, the unknown. I like to throw myself into the unknown, and I discovered that it was just part of me, something that I can't control. I learned how to ride horses by myself, motorcycles,
Nice.
stick shift.
stick shift.
So, free diving, because it comes natural to me.
so when you jumped, you
right,
managed
I
2
jumped.
floats?
Sort of,
you knew
until
what to
my
do?
dad passed around.
Ah.
My dad was passing because their Duania thing was right next to the pool, and they heard the splashes,
Right.
and nobody should be swimming at night.
Right.
Of course.
A couple of slaps put me in my boundaries, I
yeah.
knew that I could only stay in this table, right? And after that, I studied 1 year abroad, and they decided when I came back to Kuwait, and they wanted
What
to
year was
enroll
that? How old are you?
me. It was just like a day after Liberation Day. It was.
So you were...
I was still 6.
Okay. They sent you abroad, though?
Yeah, they sent us abroad to Saudi Arabia to study for 1 year
Okay.
because if you guys remember, I don't know how old you are, but
Yeah,
there
we're
was,
after the fact.
there was a big smoke thing like from all the oil fields, right? That people couldn't be outside.
Right.
Oh, okay,
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
when we had our what do they call it, recession, or we would have it inside the gymnasium. We would go in white shirts to school and come back, and there's like gray all on top of your
Oh,
shoulders.
wow.
That's so
Pollution.
Yeah, so
Pollution.
a lot of people actually developed a lot of asthma and stuff from
Yeah,
that time.
true,
and
true.
A lot of
So interesting. At the age of 9, you were already.
well, yeah, I came back to the Kuwait, after 1 year. I was about 7. We did this whole traveling thing.
Yeah.
They found out that I'm in love with water, where we would travel somewhere, and 7 o'clock, I know they open at the pool, and I would just go by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, and just babble around and dive and meet my family at breakfast at 9. Of course, my family gave me the space, especially my mom.
Yeah.
Right? She gave me the space, and she trusted me not to hurt myself. I annoyed a lot of people, trust me.
I'm
During
sure.
that hours, 7 to 9, I annoyed a lot of Austrian and Swiss and Germans. I ruined their vacations probably from 7 to 9, but I was a good boy at breakfast.
Okay.
But they found out that I was really intact with
You had a
water,
passion.
and I was very active kid. So when we moved back to Kuwait, they put me in Nadi Khaitan, which was about maybe 200 meters away. There was a school between me and Nadi Khaitan, but there's also a major street called Faisal Street.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous street.
Uh-huh.
But my parents made me actually walk to the pool every day. The bag was bigger than me. So I learned how to swim program there for 3 months, and they found out that I was very special in swimming. And I joined the team, and within 6 months, I was swimming in the local championship when I was 9 years old, and I got 3rd.
Nice.
Out of curiosity, just to interrupt you, what makes someone special in swimming? What is it that makes you
The
special?
heart, man.
Okay.
I think it makes you special in anything. Maybe if I had a chance in something else, I could be great in something else. I have that belief.
Okay. So it's like you went the extra mile even in everything.
I think it's a code of ethics. What do you believe in? What do you
Yeah,
want?
yeah.
What do you want to be? You
Yeah.
want to have a greatest podcast like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You have to believe it.
So of course.
You have to believe it.
Does it have the best podcast? Last time I checked.
I was promised to.
Last
be
time
a
I
host.
checked, this was the best podcast.
Okay, fair. So
Yeah.
it's like the kind of like that.
So
that
it takes a
passion.
lot of heart,
Yeah.
It takes a lot of sacrifice. And when I say that, it's not about just showing up to practice. It's actually how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's perfecting your craft. I just got my dearest medal on the world stage, being world champion after 30 years, to the
God.
point, to the month
Wow.
of joining Nadi Khaitan, to the
Mashallah.
month,
To
the
30
month.
years. Yeah,
30 years?
30 years.
30
To
years.
the month.
And you became Masters World
champion.
Champion.
There's
What
something
country was that in?
poetic, and it was
It was in,
the third Masters and Juniors World Championship
Masters
in Cairo, Egypt.
Nice.
Last
And
month.
people from all over the world were competing.
Actually, 36 countries and 500 swimmers.
500 swimmers, and you came out on top.
Alhamdulillah.
We got a
Mashallah,
champion
Mansur, honestly,
here.
you are truly a world champion.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
We just need an
I
actual
knew
championship.
I
with
was since I was young. See what I'm saying?
That's a nice
I
one.
knew I was.
You knew it was your true
I
calling.
knew I was. I just have to keep going.
You were just waiting for it.
Yeah, I knew. I manifested a couple of things this year, and I already achieved one. I know the second one is coming.
Being at
Yeah,
the
it's
age of
coming.
9, how could you...
Oh man, I was doing some weird stuff like visualization, and nobody taught me that.
At the age of 10,
Nine,
9,
I
I,
would-
wasn't doing that at the age of 9.
I would imagine myself swimming the whole race. At the age of 9, it was weird. Like nobody taught me these things, and then I come up, and when I was in the state in college, they start talking about these things. And still to this day, I talk with my family about how weird I practice certain practices that I would like to mention if I have time sometime, some other times maybe, that turn to be some sort of practices that people are actually encouraged to use now, like visualization, inner healing, you know, certain stuff like that.
These are topics that people see as cliche, but they're actually very, very influential, very
somehow
impactful.
It came naturally.
Yeah, I respect it so much.
Naturally. That's when things flow naturally.
Where did this natural passion come from? For you to just, like, honestly, like for someone to see the pool and like, jump in the pool.
Well, it takes a person's characteristics at one hand,
Yeah.
on one scale. And then it takes his inner circle, which is the most important circle.
Of course.
You are made inside this circle. If you can't make it inside this circle, you can't make it anywhere.
That's true.
And if you can't use this circle correctly,
Yeah.
you can't use anything.
Yeah.
So this is your first team. And I owe all my success to my mother and my sisters and my brother as well. He doesn't do as much, but but I owe my success to my family because they believe in me. They support me.
They supported you.
Like little things. I said, okay, guys, in 1 month I have a competition.
All right.
Khalas. They stopped bringing candies around. They stopped making fatayr, you know, and they all on board, you know. They come to my competition. So, alhamdulillah, I owe this success, and the source is my family.
Wow,
And
man.
what made me actually go the extra mile with this last competition is just to make my mom proud, man.
Wow. After 30
That's
years.
amazing. That's amazing, man. That's lovely.
I love it when I hear such stories. It's like the stories that
Because that's true motivation. That's true
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
That's the juice that moves your gears. They
Yeah.
think it's an iceberg, you know? No, it's even deeper than an iceberg
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people think it's just a physical thing.
Yeah.
There is some excellent, noble thing about excellent physical pursuit. Yeah, but sports and physical perfection is actually more than 80% mental.
That exactly, to keep going and to, especially when you don't find much support at the start.
Racing
Yeah.
is a primitive thing. It's an animalistic thing.
Oh my God.
But it's still 80% mental. I can beat you before I know you because
100%.
I put that in my head.
Well, we know what you're doing. You're a world champion. And we'll carry on this conversation right after this little break, and we'll be back on the Untold.
We're back from the break to continue our conversation with the world champion Mansur. So, at the start, you said that you play the sport that no one here has heard of. Where basically you were one. You said it's a monofin.
Monofin.
Where you wear one fin that with both legs in, and before we start recording, you told me it weighs 5 kilograms.
That's right.
Can you tell us more details about the sport itself? Preparing, how much strength you need, the core power, and jumping to the pool and swimming that.
And any backstory about the origin of the sport?
Oof, that's an interesting question. Okay, there's two kinds of swimming. There's the classic swimming, which I did from 94 until maybe 2006.
Okay.
And then there's this fin swimming. Fin swimming, we have the regular fins, they swim freestyle, and then we have the monofin, which is very attractive, just so beautiful, and you see the people moving with it. It's unbelievably beautiful. People move with such rhythm. It's,
I would say it's hard for someone like us to just put them on and go.
I like to say not every swimmer can be fin swimmer, and not every fin swimmer can be a swimmer. Because to be in a monofin swimmer, you have to be an excellent swimmer. No, excellent. Other than shape, you have to be an excellent swimmer. Why? Because you have to be very,
Careful.
very sensitive with how your body is moving. You have to be very streamlined. You know, very balanced. You're
feel like you
so
have to
much
be
in
fluid.
control. You know, you're cutting through water, you're cutting through matter, so you want to be as efficient as you can.
Wow.
It's not about splashing waters and stuff, it's about, you know,
And you use your arms and
you actually hold your arms on top of your head like an arrow, and
Like
you're
an
just
arrow.
an arrow underwater.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
just
pedaling with your
And you said a single breath.
single breath, 50 meters. If you can imagine a meter, I can finish a meter in 0.3 seconds.
So you're very fast.
That fast.
Okay, curious. Swimmers, when they reach the end, they tend to turn around
They do the
underwater,
turn,
and then
they do the turn.
What do you do?
What do you do with this with the mono?
I do the same.
But
So
what
you
are you
s- oh, you
pushing
turn-
against?
Yeah, I turn.
But what do you push against
The wall.
with this with the?
It's
you
on
can
your
barely
feet. They made it. People think it's very easy to wear these fins. These fins are so tight. They're custom made. They cost about $1,000,
Wow.
250 KD,
Wow.
and they are so tight. They make them so tight because they want them to be a part of your body, just like a fish's fin,
Right,
you know.
right.
So you can actually just go as hard as you can and kick. The underwater kick to some people can weigh as much as 200 kilos. If you can imagine, like girls, about 200 kilos for each kick, and people try to sprint doing ta 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 ta. So it's a very, very exciting sport. It takes a lot of strength and elegance at the same time, because you're trying to be very hard to get to the other side, but you have to maintain that streamline and that, you know.
What's the longest distance you've had to compete in or experienced
For swimming,
swimming?
I actually swam 7 kilos in the ocean.
7 kilos
Yeah.
in the
On a
ocean.
mono.
No,
just
classic,
swimming.
classic swimming.
swimming.
That
Okay.
was back in 2001 in the Arab Sea in Oman.
kilometers.
Yeah, I got first.
First and 7 kilometers. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
from the
Wow.
GCC. It was the
How long?
golf
Like,
competition.
what's the period of time for that?
3.5 hours.
Of swimming.
Yeah, I couldn't talk for 30 minutes. My tongue was like a piece of wood.
Wait.
Yeah.
You swam 7
Three
kilometers in
and-
one go.
Yeah.
One
There were
year.
sharks. I got hit by jellyfish. That was one of the terrible experiences I had in my life.
It's like,
And it's not like with an oxygen or anything.
No,
Just
no,
for
it's just
swimming, yeah.
it's called long distance swimming.
Long
You
distance
race in the
swimming, yeah.
ocean for long distance swimming. I've done a couple of those here in Kuwait, Oman, and a couple of times in the United States.
And are you constantly swimming? Do you take
Constantly?
a break? Do
You don't take
stop?
breaks. You can't touch touch the boat. If you touch the boat, you're disqualified. If they can throw water and food at you, but you don't want to stop, so you just keep going.
they can throw water and food at
Yeah,
you.
we've heard this
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Swimmers
Yeah.
getting thrown
But
food
if,
at them.
if you, let's say, get a cramp and you just try to rest and hold the boat,
Disqualification.
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 Yeah,
Disqualification.
You're out of the race.
You
And
gotta
it's
float on your own.
And people think
You
it's
can
an
stop
easy
and
sport,
float.
but it's a really rough sport. The beginning, people hit each other in the beginning because they try to run into the water and they jump. So if you can imagine people doing this movement and just
so many of
hitting each other in the eye, it's a nasty sport.
Oh my God! Honestly,
wow.
I can only imagine.
7 kilometers.
Can you tell us more about the preparation?
Preparation. Well,
I mean, for both, for classical and mono, is it similar preparation?
do you want to tell me? I will tell you about my preparation for the last competition.
That's
with
the
my
one.
scheduling.
Please,
Right.
yeah.
So when I knew 3 weeks before competition that I had a chance to actually compete and I was able to join the team,
Yeah.
Abel joined the team.
Right.
Yes.
Abel joined the
Right.
team. No, just kidding. But I started being serious about it, so I started working out from 5 o'clock in the morning. My day started at 5 o'clock in the morning and ended at 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And I would wake up, go to the gym. I would open the gym. I somehow talked to the management. Thank God they opened the gym, so I would start working out. And then I would go to work. My work is in Khafji, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, wow.
I drive, each way is an hour and a half.
You work in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I work in Saudi Arabia, so I would drive after my workout all the way to Saudi Arabia, get there about 7:30, or 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
My manager is already upset with me, and I stay there until maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I have lunch and everything like that, and from there all the way back to the gym. I do another session at gym. I finish around 6:30. I eat something, and then I go swim at 7 o'clock, and I finish at night, and I have my food like a crazy person by the pool. I did that for a whole month to get this medal.
Oh my God.
But you had something
Crazy pays off.
But
driving
it
that
takes a lot of
passion.
heart. You asked me
Yeah.
your first question.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of heart.
To do that consistently.
Either that 9-year-old kid
Yeah.
or this 39-year-old kid.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of heart.
Takes a lot of heart.
Do you have it? Do you believe? You go for it. Nobody can stop you. Even if I had to pay my way,
Even if you had to
Even
pay
if
your
you
way.
had to pay your way,
which I did.
which you did.
But I mean, here you go. Honestly, well done. I admire the passion in you. And 30 years later,
Alhamdulillah.
and you're proudly speaking about this.
Yeah. We talked about juice, motivation about juice. What's your purpose, man? What's the thing that really moves you?
Yeah.
I want to make my mom the most proudest mother on this land.
I think she is.
I think she is
in the,
now.
in the world, brother.
Yeah, I think she is. I mean, you're a
I
world
can't
champion.
be galaxy champion
No,
anymore.
you can't. I think you
Not
can't.
yet. Elon Musk
I mean,
didn't
they
allow
gotta
this
come-
yet.
they gotta
I'm
come
waiting
up
for
with that
Elon Musk
championship. Yeah,
to
wait
do his
for that
thing. Maybe we
championship.
can race against Mars.
Yeah.
Racing in space. That's something.
Give me my fin, man.
Give
I'll
me
be
my
fine.
fin and I'll try.
So the preparation for the fin, I mean, especially
It takes a lot of gym workout. Like
Yeah,
you
core
have to
workout.
work. You have to work a lot on your core.
Yeah,
Because the core is the mainstream connector between upper body and lower body. So you have to really work on your core, back muscles as well, legs, hips. I've done a lot of hip thrusters, explosive power. A lot of sled. You know the sled. You push the sled and you pull it.
It means if you
This
have a tight
became
core,
my
you have
wife. I was
Wow.
crying on it for
Oh,
days, because I had to do it with passion,
Wow.
And I trained myself. If you can imagine, I paid for everything. I paid for food. I paid for everything, for
Yeah.
gym, for.
That's how much it took you. Wow, my God, that's
Sometimes-
how much investments you.
I was investing in myself like Kuwait has invested in me all these years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kuwait,
Right,
since I was 9 years old, has sent me on training camps.
Yeah.
I visited more than 45 countries because of swimming. Been swimming on the lowest to the highest levels of swimming. And this is all, like even Michael Phelps, I shared a training camp with him for 3 weeks.
Wow.
I swam with Ian Thorpe. I swam with the best of the best. I even trained with the Hackett, Grant Hackett in Key West, Florida, which him and his dad are like gold Olympic medalists.
Oh my
So
God.
I've been around the swimming world. I even swam in the university. I got a full scholarship. I actually got second and third 8 times. I swam in Division 2. Division 2 is smaller than Division 1. طبعا America, they're the world
built.
champions.
Yeah.
Built
And they
different.
did such a great system where they bring all the athletes around the world, give them a scholarship, and have them represent this school.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you got people coming from Ukraine, Hungary, blah, 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 all over the world. And they do it, and they have divisions, Division 1,
Yeah.
Division 2, Division 3.
Yeah.
Is it by weight?
No, it's by age.
By age?
Okay.
By age, there's a lot of laws. Like if you're
course.
21 and you're a freshman, you can't join
Division.
Division 1. You
Division
have to
1.
go to Division 2, and that's what the case happened with me. And I joined them, and I only swam for 2 years before getting injured, and I actually placed top 3 8 times in the NCAA's in the States.
What caused your injury?
I just was stretching before the race.
Stretching. That's how you got the injury.
Yes.
Wow.
Somehow I pulled a ligament in my shoulder that needed to have a surgery, and
And that sidelined you for how many
sidelined my
years?
whole life.
Wow.
Who's Mansur, the swimmer?
Yeah.
No more.
No
Go
more.
get a job.
How long did that last?
15 years.
Oh,
That lasted
that's
15 years.
a long.
Still going. It's just God gave me this gift of fin swimming. I showed you. I didn't have to use my arms.
Oh, so now it makes
It's
sense.
a gift from God.
So now
Allah,
it makes
Allah
sense.
Kareem.
So you made the switch after the injury to
Yeah,
fin
yeah.
swimming?
After 15 years,
15 years,
after
yeah.
15 years, this sport showed up in
so
Kuwait.
So fin is new, fin swimming.
Well, the federation exists since 1959.
But in Kuwait, it's new.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Kuwait, it started in 2021.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's very
we
new.
started in 2021, and by
Cool.
2023, I already beat everybody.
Well done, honestly.
I'm talking to like seriously. If like people need to know, like Egypt, their federation was made in the 70s, and they are world champions, man.
Right.
Not only Arab champions, they're really
The
great
world
at this.
champions,
So I swam with people. I'm a classic swimmer. I don't know anything about fin swimming. I started this thing maybe in 2021. Swam a couple competition. Had some problems with the guys from the club, and then after that, I forced my way into this competition. And somehow I placed first with guys from France and Egypt that have been fin swimmers their whole lives.
Wow.
Not a classic boy.
You just have it.
See, I've been always, it's a dream of mine to go to the Olympics, but swimming has sidelined me. I was the first Kuwaiti to ever qualify to the Olympics, but due to injury and certain corruption, I couldn't actually go to the Olympics. So
What about now?
now this sport is not enrolled into the Olympic committee.
Fin
Yeah.
swimming is not an
So
Olympic sport.
I have to figure out something. Maybe fencing? I don't know. I'll try something. I'll find something. Archery, maybe? I don't know. Which I do, by the way, right? I do horse riding. I do archery. I do fencing. I do shooting.
You're just in love with sports, man.
I love with being a nomad. I like doing things the
okay.
old way. I even have a telescope, and it's completely manual. 100% manual.
That's
I
a
like,
conversation for a different day.
I like,
That's
I
a whole
like, I
conversation.
like go camping for 4 days with no electricity.
Wow.
Nothing, just
Nothing.
the anchor battery,
Nomad.
me and my dog, and nothing. Just darkness and us. And I figured out that I was actually charging myself. I was changing my frequency to be stronger to come up on this competition.
Man, well done. Your energy is spills over onto me at least, and thank you
Yeah.
so much for this beautiful.
Thank you for
beautiful
sharing
time,
your
honestly.
story with us.
Appreciate
Honestly,
it,
thank you
guys.
so
Thank
much.
you.
It's
Yeah.
been great.
I had a good time. I actually was completely 100% myself. And there's a lot of stuff they cut out.
All right.
All right. We'll be back for the wrap up.
What a beautiful episode today,
Yeah.
honestly, with a world champion in swimming. I can imagine
I've never
the amount
met a
of-
character like him on the show.
Yeah, honestly,
He's
yeah.
different. He has a lot of energy, energetic. Speaks from the heart, you know, and very determined. Knows
Super.
what he can do.
Super, yeah.
Has a visual of what he wants to accomplish.
I mean, 30 years later, this guy's been
Yeah.
persevering.
I
for
hope
a
he
long
makes
time.
it to the Olympics. That is a huge accomplishment
Yeah, it
if
really
he
is.
does that. But he is already an accomplished swimmer in
Definitely
his
is.
own
and
right.
I would like to say that he wants to make his mom proud, and I think she really already is.
Yeah,
But,
and what a beautiful mission to have.
Of course. But like, I really think he's making everyone proud.
Absolutely.
A little bit more gratitude could change everything sometimes. But sometimes because he's a champion,
Yeah.
he falls into kind of like the daily passion and dreams where he
Right.
forgets where he actually is today. But he's very accomplished. Very accomplished.
Yep. Well, keep it here for the Untold to discover some more amazing talent that we have right here in Kuwait.
Absolutely.
Right? Till then, good night.
Good night.